I hope you have seen the overview of Karachi Vocational Training Center. It started in 1991, way before Pakistan had national policy for disabled. When it started, it was the first center of its kind in the country. We introduced the concept of shelter workshop in 1994, but a year before that, we were sending our children on-job training in real-life situation to Mr. Berger. They have been training about 10 to 15 children per year. 4 years ago, we opened a training hostel for mentally handicapped children. During all this time, we have been doing programs and trying to create awareness and remove the stigma about mental retardation. After doing the pilot project with British Council Karachi regarding internship of our trainees, we are doing an internship program on a regular basis with ICI Pakistan Limited. Coming to the awareness part, we have been doing this awareness program in various ways since our inception, but somehow it got unnoticed. So January 2007, we have started an awareness program for the province of Sindh with the help of our partners, which will continue till the end of 2008. The reason for starting a rehabilitation center for mentally handicapped was there was no center as such in the whole country. By just taking the example of Karachi, there are about 4.5 lakh children with mental retardation in Karachi alone, which comprises a substantial percentage of our society. As there are so many centers in Karachi catering to educate mentally handicapped people, not only in Karachi but throughout Pakistan, but there is no set curriculum that how the teachers should go about. There is no certificate course, whether saying that this person has qualified certain level or not. To solve this problem, we have submitted a draft proposal for curriculum to Minister of Education, Sindh, and Minister of Special Education, Pakistan.
1992-93 was a time when I became really famous through my album, through my songs Karar and Purani Jeans, and luckily that was the time when KVTC also came into being. I got introduced to this very, very interesting couple, Mr. and Mrs. Inam. उधर से मुझे मालूम चला कि मेंटली चैलेंज्ड बच्चे कौन होते हैं, क्या होते हैं, किस तरह रहते हैं. So that's how I got introduced to the children of KVTC. उसके बाद हमने पाकोला के साथ भी और मैंने अपने थ्रू भी अपने कॉन्सर्ट्स में काफ़ी ज़्यादा, इनफैक्ट हमने एक एल्बम भी पूरा किया था which was dedicated to the children of KVTC. वहाँ से और आज तक का सफ़र is about 15 years का मेरा और KVTC का एसोसिएशन है. हमने कॉलेजेस में, स्कूल्स में जाके KVTC की मुख्तलिफ जो कैंपेन्स हैं उसमें हिस्सा लिया, एक एल्बम किया, मुख्तलिफ प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंसेस की, और आज तक मेरा एसोसिएशन इस बहुत ही अच्छा काम करने वाले लोगों के साथ है. और मैं लोगों से यही गुजारिश करूँगा कि आगे आएँ और एक ऐसे इदारे के लिए जो कि लो प्रोफाइल है, बहुत ज़्यादा शोर शराबा नहीं करता लेकिन बहुत नेक काम करता है. मेरी उनसे रिक्वेस्ट है, प्लीज़ कम फॉरवर्ड, साथ दें हमारा भी और कोई अच्छा और नेक काम करें.
When the idea of the pilot project for job placement scheme for disabled people emerged in the British Council London, we were in search of institutions which could provide that kind of affiliation which was very necessary and important for the job placement scheme. So we thought of a number of institutions, and our head diversity unit, Fiona Bartels-Alice, came from UK, and she investigated about a couple of institutions. So out of those institutions, we went to KVTC, and the standard and the training, the curriculum and the methodology which KVTC was applying, we found very appropriate and useful for the pilot study that we wanted to carry out. So Fiona, myself and another officer from the British Council Learning and Development Unit, Judith Wheeler, we all went to KVTC, we worked with the faculty, we designed a whole institutional training program in which we also discussed and designed the jobs which we thought will be useful for the mentally challenged students who would come from KVTC as internees for the pilot. The great part of this entire discussion was the KVTC's faculty's involvement and their agreement with the idea that it's not just a job placement, but also the internees will be assessed before the course and after the course, after the training and internship experience. So I think that was a very, very useful thing. And when these internees came to the British Council and the jobs, the challenges which they have gone through the training, I think the feedback that we have received from their testing program was very good. At each and every stage, the faculty continued to monitor them. There was a pre-assessment, there was a mid training assessment, and after that, once they will go back after completing their internship with us, they will be assessed, and then there was a report that would be written by the faculty, which was given to me. So I think these were the parameters: a very professional setup, professional arrangement, professional thinking behind the institution that the British Council realized was very necessary for this kind of a pilot study, and KVTC was fully prepared to provide that sort of a thing. So I think it was a big major success. The job attachment scheme, which later on was used by the British Council in other countries, like for example in Singapore, in China, in Israel, and a couple of other places including London. And the analysis that I have received from Fiona Bartels-Alice and Judith Wheeler was that some of the jobs and technical and vocational training that KVTC is providing to the students with learning difficulties is of very high standard and high quality. And some of the jobs which they are doing at the moment are hard to match even in the UK. That was Fiona's comment about it. And vocationally and build up step by step, and the students have been trained according to the job requirement. With this kind of facility and feeling with KVTC's faculty and the leadership there and the leadership in the British Council, of course our staff were also fully engaged. And I remember there was a slightly difficult student internee who came, so there was a need when our staff was also being advised. So we called the faculty of from KVTC, and that faculty gave about 10 minutes presentation to our staff that how to handle that difficult internee at that particular moment.
The KVTC is in dire need of moral, economical support from the people around the world, so that more and more children, deprived children, ignored children could be bring into its sphere, and they could be provided proper training and education so that they can become a responsible person of a society rather than becoming a liability to not only to the family but to the entire society. And I think that KVTC is doing a very wonderful job on its own, and no government support is provided to KVTC, despite the fact that the government has made tall claims that they have a special department for special education, and they have provided millions and millions of rupees from Baitul Mal or Zakat fund, but KVTC get nothing from out of all these resources.